A lot of noise behind you, Sonali. We're live on Facebook. Hello, everyone. Good evening, Aradhna Tiwari from Be the Change by Aradhna, founder of Be the Change page and Access Consciousness Certified Facilitator, Empowering Coach, and your friend. And here on this platform, um, this is my very very close heart to. You can say it's very very close to my heart, and it's a joy. It's this is a space that's really really brings me joy, and I never knew that it would just become so big and it'll have its identity of its own. So I would really like to people who are joining here for the first time, I just want to tell you something bit about this page before I get my today's guest. So Be the Change page is a page where I we post a question every time every day, and this question just kind of gets facilitated, and it's not that these are new questions. They might be the questions already floating in the world, but they just kind of you can say channelized through me or whatever. If howsoever I try, I cannot put these questions in the night. It has to. It's a morning ask of everybody on this page who asks and the world requires. And so this is an entity of its own, which actually communicates a question every morning that I play. And a lot of people, like more than almost 500,000 people, play over this question every day. And it's a simple question that, and so we do not have a reason of not following it and not questioning it. And you can just carry it in your pocket, in your world. It's not a big thing to read. And it came from the space where I just wanted something very, very simple, one sentence, and I can just change my world. So these are very potent questions that show up, and it is not about asking anybody. It's not about pretending to anybody. It's been asking in your world what you know about them, and did you ever question that because all the gifts lie within you, with you, and you are looking them outside you. So this question really really takes you deep within you to introspect yourself and come to your own awarenesses and be your own masters and your own gurus, and empowering you to know that you know, as what I learned from Access Consciousness, who which is a life, a way of living life very differently, life that easy peasy that we have always been aware of. So that has been founded by Gary Douglas and Dr. Dane Heath. So I'm a certified facilitator with them, and I also come every morning on 11:11 to take this question, my perspective over this question, and I discuss that on Be the Change by Aradhna on Insta page. And every Sunday I come up with this talk show. As I love to invite everybody who had the courage to follow their knowing, because somehow I did not know what my knowing is. I did not know initially, like what do you mean I can show up, and what do you mean everybody will acknowledge me, what do you mean that if I know something world would like to listen to them to it. But these people had that courage, and they knew that something different is possible, and they did not listen the world impossible or and never gave up their knowing, and they kept going on and on and on, never gave up, and they have already making changes and shifts just by their presence in the world. So for me, they are the biggest celebrities. I adore them, I honor them, and I love to listen to them because I learn so much with them. Every talk show brings up so much, and I think I just know that I melt when they talk, and when they share what they know, and that is so different than what I had been knowing and what I have been following. It just brings a different perspective in my life. So what are you guys waiting for, and when would you share your gifts? So I hope that these talk shows become an inspiration for you to come and share your world also. Yes, the world is waiting to hear you out. So come on, be that courageous and be that celebrity that you are here for on this planet. And today's guest is a very very special guest, co-facilitator with me in Access, but she's much much higher, much much greater. She's just been creating a beautiful, and the first line about her just impresses me so much, that she has been a financial consultant. And I never knew that about her, that she was a financial consultant, and she's just amazing. And that itself takes so much from me, like wow, somebody can do math, somebody can understand numbers, and that anyways I make her go like wow, greater than me. So she is a financial Sri Demla is a financial consultant turned an author, healer, and a life coach. She's a psychic coach and a consciousness facilitator. Shri went from a background of owning and running a successful financial consulting business with a client base of 400 plus companies and individuals to changing her life and the lives of many others. She's a certified in many modalities, including mind power, hypnotherapy, neural linguistic programs, past life regression therapy, body class facilitator with access consciousness, to name a few. And she's also the author of the books Tame the Lion and Please Don't Die, The World Needs You. That's an amazing book. She is on a mission to empower people to live a fulfilling and phenomenal life. She make she says making yourself the priority of your life is not being selfish, it's selfish. So how beautiful is that? So let's invite this lady who is totally mesmerized with the selfish. So Shri, can we have you here? Thank you, Shri, for being on this platform. And how did we get so lucky? Thank you. And how does it get any better?
Thank you for inviting me over. And I was really, going by like nodding my head like this when you were like greater than me, because you inspire me in so many ways as well. So I'm like, there are so many things about you that inspire me, including the Be the Change, the way you are doing this. Oh my God. So yeah,
Thank you.
I'm
I received
really,
you. I think there's no gut thing called greater, though, Sri. I totally get
yeah.
you, but it's like, I just adore you. So it's like that in this reality, how to put, I'm always short of words. So that just admiration towards you. But I'm really like, today when I read it's like the financial consultant, I said, oh shit, I didn't know about that, about her. I said, awesome and beautiful. So I
Yeah.
think there's so much I know about you, but there's a lot of other facts behind the camera which we do not know about you.
Yeah.
So I would like you to start your life. Where did you start your journey, and what would you like to share with us today?
So where did I start my journey is, I guess it all started as a kid when my dad was pretty short-tempered and orthodox kind of a person. We were not even allowed to go for school trips, even the picnics, forget about the school trips. And my mom, being a total humanoid, she is, and such a kind woman, she would, when we would be sad that we are not going anywhere and everybody else is, she would make us sit on her bed, make us look out of the window and go like, when you will grow big, when you will start working and making money of your own, you will go with the plane, like you'll sit in the plane and travel around the world wherever you want, and you can have a life of your own. So now when I look back at all of that, I can actually see that she is one woman who's been total inspiration for me. Beside whatever certain circumstances she was herself into, she never let that being imposed on us. She never told us that what you have is the ultimate and you have to live by this. She's always told us, like me and my siblings, that you can create something bigger, you can create something greater. And yeah, I mean, the girl who was not even allowed to go for school picnics have traveled to about more than 18 countries around the planet, and most of them were all sponsored. I had
Wow.
I got scholarship to complete my final semester in UK, when from the college I was studying with, and then I got about 12 incentive trips, and then I started making money on my own. So I started traveling, because traveling is one of the things that I just love to do, so that's how it has been. So I think I became financial consultant also, like that itself, because when I was in the college, money was pretty short that time, and I saw a friend who went on a vacation, and then he suddenly came back and he had a car and a mobile phone. I was like, what is he doing? I'm better than him in academics. What did he do to make money? And then he told me he joined some companies and he's selling their products and making money, and I was like, dude, I can do that. So I trained myself, while I was doing the college, along with my, I was managing two colleges. One was the regular college, one was a diploma college. And along with that, I started educating myself on financial planning and everything. And I joined some certain companies, and I did qualify to go on a scholarship trip. And once I came back, I started my journey of traveling all over the world. So I was a financial consultant for 10 years.
Wow.
And then one fine day after my marriage, I think it all started before my marriage, because I was always like an agony aunt. you know, I was always my
Just
friend.
you, Sri, just you. We none of us have been the agony aunts,
Yeah,
right?
like so like this is what like my friends would just sit with me and anybody would just sit with me and they'll just get resolved somehow. And I didn't value it. I was like, that's nothing. And even as a financial consultant, I used to love training people. I used to, I wasn't paid for it, but I used to love calling up other managers, advisor, and sharing with them what all am I doing, so that they can also learn it and they can also improve their performance. And as I started achieving, so I achieved some international targets in the field of financial consultancy, MDRT, Executive Council, CEO Council. These are some very high recognition level in that industry. So as I achieved them, other companies started inviting me over in their meetings to share with their staff what am I doing at such young age that they are not doing. So I started going on these meetings just for fun, just because I used to love sharing what I know so that people can
So,
receive
if I
from
may ask, because I'm asking on my behalf, and I'm sure I have many of the viewers here who have this coming up that read the word financial and my world like blasts. So like, OMG,
it.
I just cannot deal with this, and I let that go.
Yeah.
So what is that? What magic do you know about the financial world, and what can you say to the viewers who are like me, who are like, oh, I don't want to be the financial world part. So how can we ease that out in our lives? What
I'll
would
tell
them?
you, with me, initially to begin with, I didn't care about what I know about numbers. All
Mhm.
I cared about was I needed money, and that was one of the ways presented to me by the universe to make it. I knew the way I was working, I will get the scholarship.
Mhm.
Yet I also knew that I had to arrange money for the first 1 month of staying in UK. I had to manage because I knew it would take me about a month's time to stay to get a new job and settle myself up there. So I that was the one of the very good ways that came to me, and I was like, whatever it is, I'm going to learn it and go ahead. So
So
it
what
has
was required there? Was that the courage, or was it a trust, or was that a
it
no?
was just the willingness to do whatever it takes to have what you are asking for.
Ah, so
I
you
have always had this. I don't care how, I am just going to do whatever it takes to get what I'm asking for.
so you were not scared of the beast.
I don't. I mean,
For
I
me,
hardly
financial
have
world
had
sounds like a
fear.
beast.
Yeah, I mean, I've hardly had fears actually in my life.
Wow.
I think fear. I mean, now in Access, I know that fear is unreal. But even as a young kid, I was never scared of dark. I was never scared of entities. I knew something is there, and that thing cannot harm me. And I wasn't scared of traveling alone. I have been a solo traveler ever since 17 years of my age. And yeah, so I've never been scared of talking to strangers. I would just, like, when I was 17, I would just pick up my car, and or not even, like, when I didn't even have the car, I would just travel in buses, and go to people and talk to them. I somehow just knew that there's something protecting me always.
Wow.
So yeah.
So that's the magic of Shri. And that's how your name comes, Shri.
Yeah,
That's amazing. Today, when I was typing, it was Shri. Okay, you know how in Hindu, this thing Shri is
yeah.
like, you
Goddess
really,
of
really,
money.
yeah, lots of money and lots of, gratitude.
Oh yeah.
So I guess your name itself, it's gratitude in itself.
Yeah.
Amazing. But then I remember Sri when I met you and how many judgments you had around your body and how you
Yeah.
were going with the financial world was totally blasting. I remember. And that's when today I read it and I was like, wow, I didn't know that about her. And I remember you like, my finance world is going, I have no money and I don't have kids. I don't,
Okay.
everything was kind of a blasting in your world. And I see you all through this journey and I like, wow, it's so amazing that how you have kind of grown from everything, how beautifully you merged and all, and I think you had a pageant, Mrs.
Miss India Curvy.
Miss India Kavach. So can we talk
Yes.
a little bit about that? How was that world, which was full of kind of sounded very fearful, and I think we all have that, which we
Yes.
say is not fear, but it sounds like a fear. But then you had the courage to go beyond it, and what actually took you out from there, and what actually made you stand that platform?
So there is something in Access that we call as energy exercise, energy ball exercise. And I had been doing my energy ball exercise last to last year, and there's this very specific kind of an energy that I used to feel, vibration that I used to feel, and someone just forwarded me the registration link to this particular beauty pageant. And the minute I saw it, I could actually feel that sensation running all over my body suddenly. It was like message from the universe that this is it. This is for you. You have to go for it. And then I just registered for it. I had no point of view actually of winning at all. I just went for it. And that point of time, I had a very busy schedule with my classes and everything. It was all magical the way everything just fell in place. And yes, the tools of Access totally contributed to everything, like, having fun there and winning it eventually. It was all, I
So,
was like being
yeah,
those
so
tools.
yeah, and also you're a body 3-day body class and access facilitator. So you know so much around bodies. So can you just say a bit more, because I meant to have amazing body like you, and but people don't even acknowledge the bodies they have, and they'll call it a fat. In this reality, they'll go, oh, we are heavy, and how to be in the world, what kind of a clothes can I wear, what kind of clothes can I not wear, and am I looking fat, am I not looking? So can we talk a bit for what is
Sure,
that
yeah.
whole thing?
That's my favorite, being a body class facilitator.
Yeah.
Yes, my relationship with my body was completely one of hatred before I personally attended a 3-day body class with Access. I used to hate my body. I grew up hating my body because according to myself, I was the fattest, darkest, ugliest kid around. And it's funny that now when I look at myself, I wonder, somebody who looks like this used to think that she's not beautiful, but I literally grew up thinking that I'm not beautiful. I used to literally look into the mirror and cry, saying, I'm not beautiful, I'm so fat, I'm so wheatish. And it's just that I was comparing myself with a lot of people, and I was maybe looking in the wrong direction. If I would look at somebody who's plumper, then I would be slimmer. But it was not about that. It was about what was my conversation about myself. And also, I learned that our bodies are our best friend in this reality. We are born with our bodies, and they are with us till the last minute. And we abuse our bodies in lot many ways. We judge our bodies in lot many ways. And life becomes really beautiful and awesome experience if we involve our bodies in the experience. Everything is for the body. The food is for the body, the clothes is for the body, the travel is for the body, house is for the body. As an infinite being, you don't really need anything. And we don't even ask body, hey, do you even want this? Do you even would like to have this? We just force it on the body. And that's what I learned in my body class. And I started implementing those tools that I learned in the body class, starting from simple thing like, when I will wake up, when I will get ready and I will look into like when I'll take a shower and I'll look at my wardrobe, I'll go like, body, what would you like to wear today? Not like, oh, I have a meeting, so I have to wear something formal. And irrespective of whatever my logical mind would say about what should I wear, I would just go by what my body, like whatever is the next thing my eyes would fall into, or whatever I would just feel like wearing after asking that question. And to everything, to eating, traveling, everywhere involving my body just created a very different reality. And it is very rewarding in many ways we can't even fathom. Body can get you deals, body can get you, it has its own pulling energy. It can pull things that the body would like to have by itself if we allow it to. A lot of us don't even allow our body because we think, oh, it is just a dead meat.
So you don't have judgments anymore with your body?
I wouldn't say all of them are gone, but I would say a lot of them are gone. Like, I mean, I was walking, talking judgmental bitch some days back about my body. And now, when I look at my body, there is way more gratitude than the judgment, you know, and way more gratitude, a lot more gratitude. I mean, just the fact that the way my body looks it's a tool of access again. Instead of looking at my body and going, oh shit, I can't lose weight, I actually started asking what is right about the body I have, what is right about the weight I have. And that's exactly when access this Miss India Curvy showed up.
Wow.
And it was so right. I tell you, Radna, if I would have been inch lesser or kg lesser, I may not have even qualified.
Wow.
I was exactly like made for it, and my body was exactly like made for it. And I was like, wow, now I know what is right about the body I have. Because
Mhm.
with this body, just the way it is becoming an inspiration for so many people. And you'll be surprised to know, right after I won Miss India Curvy, within a year, my body lost 15 kgs.
Ooh.
Just like that. Just like that. It
Wow.
was as if my body was like, oh, done it. Now I can be something different.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's amazing, how things don't show up and we would think, oh, 36, 24, 36. That's how the body has to be, or the men body has to be certain way to walk
Yeah.
that ramp and stuff. But
I think because I actually personally experienced it, what happens is all my life I've been dieting and trying everything possible. After I won Miss India Curvy, I actually became way more in allowance of my body. I remember I used to go for parties, and my friends who knew me since long would look at me eating and they were like, "You're eating that stuff," and I was like, "Of course, I have to maintain my curves now." And
lovely.
and it was just, I actually started enjoying food, having more fun with everything in allowance with my body. And my body just started shifting. It just
Wow.
started, because then there was no judgment about, oh, if I will have this, it will add so much calorie.
Oh,
It was about my body would like to eat it.
yeah.
So that's all.
That's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. And apparently you've written two books.
Oh yeah.
Amazing book. And I think I love the title of both the books. So but first, like The World Needs You. Do not die. So what do you know about life and what do you know about death? Can we hear from you?
So I was personally suicidal at a point of time. Beside the fact I was, I married this guy who's really in love with me, and my family was very kind to me and taking care of me in a lot of ways. But there was still something missing. I could not even define it. If I would tell people I'm in depression, they would laugh at me, thinking, "Oh, you have everything this reality somebody can ask for, and you are just being like not thankful." Yet there was a lot of stuff happening in my reality which I could not point out at that point of time. And then access to definitely started making it easier. I just started realizing that it was all my awareness. But then I remember I was attending an ESB class with Dane, and that time he didn't know much about me. I just met him for the first time. He did an ESB session, and right after that he just came, he kissed my cheek and he said, "Please don't die, the world needs you."
Wow.
And I had goosebumps all I still have that. I had goosebumps all over my body, because I was literally suicidal at that point of time. I was literally considering how to do it easiest and fastest way. And he was like, he just said that to me, that the world needs you. And I didn't know what he meant when he said that, but it stayed with me thereafter. And I remember after that saying it to a lot of people who would come to me, saying it to a lot of clients who would come to me. And the book is actually a story of a client of mine who literally she was almost about to do it, and then these words kind of echoed in her ears, and she remembered me saying, "Please don't die, the world needs you," because I have been told that and
The
I kept
body is
saying that.
shivering. My body is already getting the shivers.
And then she didn't want to, like, she wanted to stay anonymous, but she said this story has to be out in the world. People need to know what happens when people are suicidal, what is happening actually in their space. There is entity stuff happening, past life stuff happening, BMM happening, a lot of stuff happening. And how do you resolve that as well if you have something like that in your space? And not just that, living your life to the fullest. Like, if you're not living your life to the fullest, you're actually just dying.
Yeah.
So if, like, that's what the message is actually to everybody out there in the world, to please don't die. Actually, the world needs you, and each one of us can be a contribution to the planet. It's just that a lot of us have not discovered how can that be. And also a lot of us are at the effect of the implants put into us since our childhood. We've always been told, oh, you don't know. You are a kid, you don't know. So we grow up thinking that we are unimportant. We grow up thinking that we don't know. But what if you know? And what is it you know? And what contribution you can be to the planet? And if you start being that, you can actually have a completely different life, and you can actually be a contribution to a completely different world. And if not anything, you just being happy is the vibration the earth requires for the earth to heal.
Yeah, but recently I've been listening and talking to a lot of people, and I'm actually closely been watching them, and I have seen a lot of people who've been into depression, anxiety, and issues like that. Street,
Yeah.
and they had this thing. This is when it's like they're into that depression mode, when into that anxiety and that suicidal mode. Nothing, nothing they want to do. Nothing like any line anybody says or something, nothing works, and they just, it's like, either if it's access or if it's any other modality, we don't even want to question that time because our world doesn't go there. So what is that, what would you like to say around that, what is the what would you say to such people, like, is that depression, anxiety, what can they do there?
I think there are a few things happening there. One is everybody gets fixated to an identity they have defined themselves as.
Hmm.
And when something happens that hits that identity, they think they are no more. You
Yeah.
know, if I think if people can get that they are not just that identity, they are way more than that. Now, like what was happening with me was I was like this rock star of the financial industry. And then I got married. And right after my marriage, I was not able to cope up with those, with my action plan that I had for my life. I thought I deliberately chose not to get married out of India because I wanted to stay near to my parents. And I was not willing to give up on my 10 years of career and the client base I had and all that. And all of that seemed to like just going away, just falling apart from being a rock star in that industry to being somebody who enters the office and a peon doesn't even know you. Like from the time when people are giving you standing ovations to some, like, in the corporate world, if you're performing, everybody loves you. If you're not performing, they don't want to pay any attention to you. And it's very, very hurtful a lot of time. And then I had to go through all that stuff about not being able to conceive, and like how crazy it gets in India, all the treatments and the pundits and a lot of the drama around it. So it was all that was the point in my life where everything seemed like I planned something else. But if people would just realize that if things are going be like outside their plans, they got to just let go of it and just go with the flow of it towards something really beautiful. Because I'm so grateful for all of that. Because if all of that would not have happened, I would not be here right now having everything I have, having the kind of life I have, you know. So if one identity is shattering down, be happy rather, because
Yeah.
it is actually creating a space where a new you can emerge if you would
Wow.
allow it to.
It's like inviting that new you.
Exactly.
Amazing.
That woman that I defined, I thought after marriage, that is my ultimate. Like, I would do these visualization exercises. The best I would visualize is I'm making better food and better appreciation is coming my way. I would have not even imagined that I am an author. I'm traveling around the planet. I'm staying in luxury hotels and I'm traveling business class and first class. All that was not even there in my radar. I mean, it was beyond even the imagination.
Wow.
So that's exactly what I mean. If somebody is in depression, one, they are highly aware. A lot of them is not even there. So the tool of access, I actually constantly say to myself, who the F does it belong to? So it's just like that. Who does it belong to? Because 99% of the thoughts, feelings, and emotions are not even ours.
Yeah.
Because it is coming to us so strongly, we think it is ours. Like since in the morning it was hurting, my body was paining, and I was wondering what's up with my body. I just like I've been doing 5 kg dumbbell and I did 6 kgs dumbbell today, but that wasn't a reason enough for the body to ache. And then it's like, oh, I got to do who does it belong to, and I just did who does it belong to for a number of time, and that pain just disappeared. I even
Wow.
asked my Access friends to contribute to me. So the reason I'm sharing this is that a lot of us are very potent and we don't know how to deal with this world. And when it comes to that, where we cannot be ourselves, we just want to check out. And that's the situation when suicidal thoughts come in, because if it is not happening my way, because I knew happiness was possible, I knew prosperity was possible, and people around me were just not willing to go there, and I was making them my world. And that's the reason I didn't want to live, because I was like, I can't go there with these people, they are not just ready to go. And then Access made it easier for me, because it just, one of the many things I learned from Access was also that it's their choice. There's nothing good and bad about it. And I don't have to take them along. I just got to choose for myself. And they may get inspired in the future or may not, but that's okay. There's
Yeah,
nothing
but
right or wrong
if I
about it.
may ask that who and what kind of, people around people who are depressed and anxiety have the anxiety, people who are around them are always wanting to help them. So I have this question like who and what inspired you at that given point of time, and what got you to Access? What was like that's what my whole quest was when I saw these people. It's like we don't want to look. Even you go take them to the doctors, they don't want to like take the medicines. They don't want to listen to anybody. They just want to cut
Yeah.
off from the world and be in the rooms. And what can the other people around them be like and do, and what it
I
really?
guess be the allowance, because what happens is that phase is also important for a lot of us, you
Mhm.
know. For so many of us, that phase of being with ourselves, being in the questions, and then finding our own way through it is also important.
Mhm.
And if you have somebody around who is in depression, who is suicidal, the best thing is to be like, if you're willing for them to change or to come out of it, that desire itself is a contribution. Yet
Wow.
be in total allowance, because when we are not in allowance, we are judging them as wrong, which projects at them the wrongness, and they're already in their wrongness,
Yeah.
you know. So allowance is the key to just create a different possibility. I have personally seen that in my case, you know. I'm blessed to have a husband who's aware and and he's an allowance. He's total humanoid, and rather he was the one, even in the courtship period. You know, I he went along with me for a meeting where I was invited as a speaker, and that's when he told me that you are so good at it. You should be doing this as profession. I was like, what are you talking? This is just for fun. Financial planning is my profession. He said, no, you got to be charging money for this. You were like 2 hours, people were all into you, you were mesmerizing. I was like, he's just flattering me, nothing like that. But he took a stand for me that, you know, he will, maybe he saw something about me. Until today, he's like, he's there, you know. So yes, it does contribute to have someone in your life who is there, who is a stand, who, and yet, along with being that, allowance is very important, because I remembered Access taught us allowance. And when we started being in allowance of each other, it started becoming easier, because a lot of time when you are aware someone can be greater than what they are pretending to be or what they are being right now, it can lead to a lot of frustration. And then your love comes up as frustration. And that doesn't help the person, it rather makes it worse, you know.
You mean when you say allowance, if they want to die, you let them die?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Listen to it, guys. Listen to it.
Yeah. It doesn't make logical sense, because in this reality, we make death so wrong.
Yeah.
Yet, yeah, sometimes people choose to die. And
And that creativity.
I remember because that was so in my space when I started with Access. And in my one of my classes with Dane, he gave me this question: what in me needs to die for me to live fully?
Wow.
And I again get goosebumps all over my body the minute I say that. I had been in that question so many number of times. I've actually personally received exit stage left run process so many number of times with this question, constantly asking this question: what in me needs to die for me to live fully? What in me needs to die for me to live fully?
Wow. Thank you. That's such a beautiful question, Sri, for share. Thanks for sharing that. I love it. I totally love it. I'm having it. What else is possible? And the other book also is amazing, and I'm sure
Yeah.
this is really contributing to everybody who is around. And it's so amazing that I had this question when I was listening to these people who had been through depression and stuff, and I've been looking. I'm like, who's gonna answer? Who's been through it? Who can answer me this question? And here you here today. Thanks for this information. Love it totally. And the other book you wrote down is again a beautiful title, Tame the Lion. What do you mean by that? Can we have that?
So, Tame the Lion is actually a guidebook for women to manage their husbands.
I didn't know. I haven't read that book, but wow, I love it.
Yeah, it hasn't been launched yet. It's still in the process. I still keep receiving information to add into it.
Mhm.
The book is there's more I need to be and do for the book to be out.
Most thanks for the men, you
Uh,
mean?
yes. And yes, how it all started was I was being in this question, what is it that I do with so much ease that I don't value it? And I was wondering what would that be actually. And then I happened to meet a friend of mine over a coffee, and she was constantly scared of her husband, and she wanted to rush away, and she wanted to go. And I was like, hey, relax, it's just your husband. And she's like, he's not like yours, okay? I was like, what do you mean he's not like mine? He's a man, all right? He's got what every man has. So she's like, no. And I said, listen, all men are men. You just got to tame them well. And he said, she was like, as if they are dogs. And I was like, no, they're not dogs, because women like us cannot settle for dogs. We need lions, but we need to tame them to be our men when they're in the den, and they can be ferocious to the world when they're out there in the world to win the world.
Wow.
And she's like, you got to do a course on this, and I will be the first one joining you for that one. So I started with a WhatsApp program on Tame the Lion. I did
Mhm.
two of those courses, and then people started asking me to write a book about it because they wanted to share what they learned in that.
Beautiful.
And that's how the transcripting started, and it's still in the process. But a lot of people are now pushing me for Tame the Lion to be out there in the world.
Yes, Shri, I also want it. I'll tame the new lion.
Yeah, yes, yes.
How does
Because
it get any better than
yeah,
this?
because a lot of my friends actually who've seen my journey, from the time when I got married, I was warned by my mom-in-law and sister-in-law to take care of my husband's anger to the point where he can even facilitate people on how to manage their angers, and completely different personality that he is. And it's I think it's more about taming yourself
Yeah.
to see the beauty in people, to see that lion in people, uh, that they actually are. So that's what the whole book is about.
Yeah, that's so amazing. And what else do you know about life that nobody else knows, Shri?
I wonder. I think life is to be lived fully. Fulfillment and phenomenons is everybody's birthright. A lot of us have been, pushed away from that, separated from that. We've been told we have to fit in, we have to go by what is given to us. This cannot be possible, that cannot be possible. Yet each one of us always knew inside somewhere that there's something else possible. There's something greater possible. And what if we don't give up? What if we don't surrender to the limitations of this reality? And what if we just keep asking for more and keep being more of ourselves and receiving more?
Oh, lovely. And I think that's what the whole idea of Be the Change is, and Be the Change page as well, and Be the
Yeah.
Change talk shows is to invite you guys and, have that, like, it's not that behind the camera you did not go through it. It's not that you did not judge your body. It
Oh,
wasn't that
yeah, totally.
you didn't go through your problems and your piece of shit with your families, but there are ups and downs, and you also went through a depression, but then and there was a choice that you made to get out of it. So there are a lot of people who don't make such choices, and how you beautifully said that have the allowance of let them make the choice of leaving this planet as well. So yeah, so it's like it's amazing. When you listen, it sounds so easy, Shri.
You know,
Uh,
now when you're when you're, with everything you said, it also reminds me of this. Like recently, when this COVID situation happened, it was crazy, and actually it's like a moment by moment choice to not give up.
yeah.
Because I remember we were in London. I was facilitating my body class and foundation class there, and we had plans to go, like, to travel London around and then to go to Rome for my CF and all that stuff. And then suddenly this whole thing was, and we had to come back to India and all that. And I was in a situation at that point of time where I didn't even have money to pay royalties of Access. I didn't have money to pay to my travel agent. I had a lot of dues, and everybody in the world were talking about everything is falling apart and there will be no income and there will be nothing happening, etc., etc. I did 15 days of Netflixing and buying into this reality of nothing is going to happen now. And after 15 days, I literally got bored of watching series after series. And I was like, no, my life is not going there. I got to do something different. And I started going for my morning walks and listening to my Access recordings, especially Dane's recordings. And I actually started just committing to myself and connecting with my beings, my teams, my teammate. And I actually ended up creating this product called Angels on Earth, which is a non-access product. Yet it was just like a complete download. And we started facilitate, like, doing online classes. Me and my husband, we started doing online classes. And beside the COVID situation, we had money flowing in. We ended up paying not just the basic required. That point of time, we actually ended up creating more than that,
Wow.
honoring every bill that we had, every past expenditure that we had, like almost 70% of huge past expenditure that we had from the past,
Wow.
and creating a completely different shift. Like, I'm every day great. Like, I think gratitude is my currency. Every day I go, gratitude is my currency. Every day I wake up and I go like, what am I grateful for today? And that period, like since past 1 year, I have been really grateful to COVID, where everybody was judging it. I was like,
Me
I am
too.
so grateful.
Me
I
too.
am totally so grateful to COVID. It literally pushed me to go out of my comfort zone and create things that I could have never created if I
You
would
mean you
not
were
have been
sitting
COVID.
at home and making money, Shri? OMG. Guys, what are you? What are you telling? Life can go so easy. No, not for you. Only for Shri and me.
Totally,
I guess, it's so beautiful when I hear everybody of your journeys and, how you came up. And they're such beautiful gifts and you get to learn. And, I think just talking to you guys melt my world so beautifully. And oh, there's another possibility here. Oh, that's another possibility. And I think my mother always said that, and she always says that, like, you can never be alone.
yeah,
And that's the biggest thing that everybody has, that you'll be alone. And I have trekked the, Everest Base Camp and every stuff, and I've trekked so many times. Even in the hills, I'm never alone. I'm like, where can I be alone? I have never found. It's like if you really want to find people, you can find it even in the jungle or in the mountains. So it's
totally.
not about being alone. It's about creating the possibility. And I think how when I trek, I also see that how in jungles, the weeds and the plants and everything just grow by themselves,
Yeah.
where there's not even water. In like I was just in Ladakh and it was like beautiful, just a dry land, and it also has its life of its own. So I guess
And
that's been.
also, one part of never being alone that people either don't acknowledge or don't want to acknowledge in this reality is you have a lot of invisible beings around you.
Yeah.
So you can never be alone. You have your angels, ascended masters, spirit guides, teammates, as we call them in Access,
Yeah.
people who died and didn't have body and are hanging around. There are so many of them.
Yeah.
And thanks to Access, we know that it's not that scary as we've been told it has to be. And we are never alone, actually. We always have them around us,
Yeah.
and they can just, I mean, I have had so many magical experiences in my solo trips where I would be in a situation, I would go like, angels, cab, and a cab would just show up. Angels,
Wow.
shuttle, shuttle would just show up. Angels, food, and food would just show up. Or, I've even had times where I was like, in a foreign country, and I felt like alone, and a stranger would just come by. It's like, hey, how are you? Are you good? Do you want to talk? And I was like, wow, you can take bodies and come to me. How does it get even better than that? So
Wow.
you are actually never alone. If you allow yourself to receive, they are always waiting for just showering everything to you you're asking for.
Wow. And I guess what more fun can we have with these bodies that we have created, right? So like listening to you is like, wow, so much more is possible. And so Shri, also would you like to tell about your workshops and your classes, upcoming classes, that people, if people would like to join you, and where can they join you?
Sure, I am coming up with three. I'm doing a lot of online money workbooks. I'm doing book clubs. I have already completed 8 books in the past 8 months. Right now, we are reading Salon de Femme, and we are going to be very soon reading some other one next very soon. And then online bars classes, online foundation classes. I am also coming up with 3-day body class in Ahmedabad in March, 3-day body class in
In
Mumbai
the bar, be
in
ready.
in April. And very soon there's one coming up in Singapore as well. And wherever you are in the world, if you would like to have these classes in your city, in your place, please get in touch with me. And you never know, we can just play along and create more consciousness on the planet.
Awesome. And can you say a bit about what is this body class all about, and what will people benefit from it?
So,
People who are
putting
not
in
from
words, what can people benefit from it is something very, very weird because body class is actually like a 3 days. I can't even call it a retreat, but it's like a 3-day treat to your body where we all come together and there are these processes that Gary has downloaded with his awareness, like he's created with his awareness. And it's a hands-on, they are all hands-on processes. So we touch the bodies and we recite certain things, which just helps the body to unlock all the magical stuff our bodies and the beings are capable of. And everything that has ever happened with you and to you in this life or any other lifetime is stored in your body as cellular memory. So they work at a cellular memory level where they just start releasing, all of that stuff. I love body class because I have been a past life regression therapist. And I remember for one point of view to release, it used to take us 1 to 2 hours of going to a past life, seeing what bad you did, what wrong you did, unlocking, undoing it, all that. And with this, you can just touch it and say a few words and it's all gone. It's all done.
Mm,
And it's so relaxing. It's like so relaxing. Your bodies love it. And then the magic happens because I would say don't have any expectation and projection before coming for a body class because I have seen people coming for a body class and yes, receiving magical experiences with their bodies like diseases disappearing and all, but also experiencing relationship resolutions, experiencing money because when you unlock those points of view around receiving, money also starts to flow in. So a lot more can actually happen over a body class than just the body issue.
wow. Like, and I've myself experienced so many of them, so
I
many of them.
know.
And I think I'm always like longing for more of them. And what will it be?
Like this entire COVID period, 8 months, there was no body class happening. And then my first body class I recently did in Mumbai in the month of January. Right after that, I felt because during the COVID, I did put on some weight, and I felt as if that body class was all my body required. I
Wow.
was facilitating, I wasn't even participating. Yet I came back and my body went like orange juice. I was like, what? Orange juice. And it's crazy how I am just having orange juice, and beyond my logical point of view of everything we've been told in this reality, the way my body is shifting with that, the more I'm feeling way more energized and way more happier. And it's just crazy how if you listen to your body would just tell you what it actually requires.
Ooh, don't listen to your bodies,
I
guys.
know.
Don't look. So it's just an art to listen to your body, guys, and what else is possible. And I think Sri has already told us never give up, never give in, never quit. You keep going, and you have a beautiful life ahead. Anything else, Sri, that you would like to let us know?
Yeah, making yourself the priority of your life is not being selfish, as it was told to you, it is actually selfish. So keep loving yourself.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sri. And thank you, everybody who was present on this talk show. Anybody of you would like to be here, could you please message us, send the details here to us, and we will look into it. And we will be happy to have you here on this talk show. And thank you so much for being here and supporting every week. And please share with your friends as many as you can so that They don't die of depressions. If they want to die, they're happy. We allow them to die. I just love that whole conversation and love your bodies. And this is the bodies, your vehicle. That's how I look at it. And you can be present with this your vehicle and go any and everywhere. So for just for the servicing, you could go for the 3-day body class by Shri, and what else is possible. And thank you, Shri, for saying yes to this. And how does it get any better than this? Thank you, thank
Thank
you, thank
you.
you.
Thank you for
And
having
thank
me
you, my
here.
team, Sonali, Shivangi, Mish, for all your possibilities and all your support. Bye bye, guys. See you next week, Sunday.